Welcome back, Food FAQer. We're here with another episode of Food FAQ to help you unleash that kitchen confidence. Ole!
Arriba.
Isn't ole Spanish? And we just think it's Mexican.
Okay, well, Mexican is Spanish, Mari.
No, like Spain, Spanish.
I don't know.
I don't either. That's a good thing to Google. Anyway, I say that because Cinco de Mayo is right around the corner.
Yay! Cinco de Mayo is more celebrated in the U.S. than it is in Mexico.
True that. And what are they celebrating?
Okay, I'm going to Google this. So Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
It's a holiday celebrated in parts of Mexico, the United States, and it is in honor of a military victory in 1862 over the French forces of Napoleon III.
Wow, that's not what I thought. Excellent.
Not what I thought either.
Yeah, here it's like green beer, sombreros. It's like
green
drinking.
beer, St. Patrick's Day.
I know, but we love a drinking holiday. And I feel like it could be the victory of like something horrible against something horrible. And we would be like, ole, we're going to drink to that shit because why not? It's America,
That's right.
damn it.
America.
Okay, well, that's good to know. And if you recall, when we were much younger in our 20s, we knew a family who had like a real affinity for Mexican everything because they had lived in Mexico City for a long time. And they had nothing but great stories to tell.
Beautiful home. Their home was decked out in a lot of traditional Mexican
furniture.
And it was a gorgeous home. Like it was a, regular sized home.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful.
Impeccable taste, I gotta say. Impeccable taste.
I love their home.
Me too. We talk about that all the time. This family would celebrate Cinco de Mayo and we would literally run, like drop everything and run to their house because of this one recipe that we're going to share today.
Listen, they could make that one recipe like a Tuesday midday and we would fucking leave class just to go and we would not have seen each other for weeks and weeks and weeks and possibly months on end. And all of a sudden we get that phone call because text messaging wasn't really around back
Remember
then.
that?
We all had phones, but we're not texting much.
Yeah.
And we would drop everything to go to this family's house to have this one dish that, it's funny. Those dinners were really great memories.
I loved being.
They were a great family.
Absolutely.
And very welcoming and very loving.
Totally.
And we always just had a really good time. You always felt very welcome in their home.
Yeah. In my early 20s, I think I ate at their house more than I ate at my house.
Yeah, I believe that. And I think back to this dish and we're going to talk about it right now. But I think back to it was really good times that we had.
Absolutely. And this was the first time I had even heard of, are we going to reveal?
Let's do it, Mari. Let's do it. Go ahead.
Yes. That I ever heard of Chilaquiles. I never heard of them before. I knew nothing. I'm from Miami. Our melting pot isn't really that melty. It's one cheese, maybe three.
Right. Well, I mean, we grew up in Cuban households and
Right.
They were a Cuban family also.
Yes. True.
They were a Cuban family also who had lived in Mexico for a time being.
Mm-hmm.
And so, exposure to actual Mexican food.
Good stuff.
Was something that was completely foreign to us. And it was really delicious. And so.
Yes. And now as an adult, I guess I was an adult then, but I was really not an adult. I wasn't eating shit. I don't know if that's a thing we say everywhere in the country, but eating shit means like you're.
Oh, let me tell you something. When I say eating shit, or I'm eating seed, people think that's so gross. And they're like, where the hell do you get that from? And I'm like, because when you talk to somebody, it's like, hey, Mari, what are you doing today?
Eating shit.
Comiendo mierda.
Exactly. That's so true. I didn't even realize that. We are literally translating comiendo mierda, which is what we say in Spanish when you're just doing nothing.
The literal translation is eating shit. Do you know the other thing that I say up here and people, you can email us and tell us if you say this. When I say it's a mission, people don't know what I'm talking about.
And what are you talking about?
Like it's a mission, like something is difficult, something is strenuous, something is labored or long.
Yeah, like driving to work is a mission.
It's such a mission because of the traffic, And when I talk to people about that, they love that term. They're like, I love that. I've never heard that. But
Very
growing up in Miami,
it's descriptive.
It's descriptive. It was a mission. So funny.
Anyway, so as an adult, I then learned that chilaquiles were really a whole different ballgame than what I had thought. from
Yes.
what I had in their house. And chilaquiles, if I don't know if you've seen it, people cooking it on TV or had it even at a restaurant, it's like eggs and salsa, either red or green, and fried tortillas. And like, I don't know if they add anything else to it. Do they? Sour cream, I suppose.
Maybe.
But this is not that. This is more of like a layered feast for your senses of Mexican descent.
It is so good.
All right. So I think this recipe, we're going to put it behind a paywall because we're going to give you like all the precise measurements and all that directly to your inbox if you sign up and you decide you want to pledge to our Substack newsletter.
And let me tell you, this recipe is worth it.
Worth it.
No,
and you won't find this everywhere.
No. You're not going to find it anywhere. And it is worth every delicious bite that you're going to take in this fucking recipe. It takes a little bit of work in the beginning, but after the initial work, it's really easy when you layer everything together.
It's on like Donkey Kong. People still say that because I'm still saying
No, you're old. You're fucking old.
All right. So this starts with corn tortillas.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be corn because if you use the flour, it gets disgusting when you cook all the things together. It has to be corn tortillas. And you fry them. And when I used to make it before, I used to cut them up into triangles. And now I cut them up into like little squares. And I think I like it better.
I just cut them in strips. I've always cut them in strips when I've done it.
And that's good
too. I cut the corn
too.
tortilla in half and then just in strips. And that's it.
Okay. All right.
Like thick strips. Just think of like thick strips. Like, you know.
You like them thick. So yes, you could do that. I just like I did it last time where it was kind of like a dice, I guess. I don't know, little square cuts. And I really liked it. Anyway, you fry them, which happens very quickly. And it's not as laborious as you might think. I have also, Eric, cheated if I wanted to make this and didn't want to go through that process. I have bought store-bought tortilla chips. And it works in a pinch.
It works. It's not as great, but it works. And I will say, though, I think when it comes to American culture, not a lot of us like corn tortillas. But I will say, when you fry them, delicious.
I prefer corn tortillas because, I don't know, the flour ones have this weird texture in my mouth. Like texturally, there's something about it that's slimy. And I know it's not.
Well, it kind of is. Now, homemade corn tortillas that I've had, those are really good.
I want to make some.
Homemade flour tortillas, I'm sorry. Those are really good. But when you buy flour tortillas in a packet, yeah, they're kind of, I know what you're saying. It's like a chewiness that like saliva gets all mixed in it.
Salamandery. I don't know. That's the new word for it.
Totally different thing. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay. So you have to fry them up. And then you guys, you're going to layer it with salsa verde, which is green salsa. And the brand is Herdez, Herdez. You can literally find this anywhere. I think I've seen it at the Dollar Tree most recently. It's a very good green salsa. I really enjoy it. And it's a little bit spicy, but it's like a nice smoky spice, which is what I prefer. I hate when things are just spicy for fun.
Right.
Drives me nuts. And I used to love spice for fun. Like I used to eat very, very spicy things just to see like if I could take it, I think. And now my 40-odd-year-old body's like, no, don't do it.
43, Mari. You're 43.
Thank you for that reminder. Good sir, you're such a kind soul. Okay, and then you're going to layer that with sour cream, shredded chicken. I have made the shredded chicken. I have rotisserie that shredded chicken.
Yep, I made the shredded chicken, and I've used rotisserie, and I'll be honest, just buy rotisserie chicken.
Amen. There's no need to make it any different. And rotisserie chicken is very tender, which is great for this dish. Then queso fresco. And if you don't have that or want to use that, you could use like a mozzarella, I guess.
You could, if you can. I mean, you can mostly find a queso fresco in areas of the country, but
yes. So you layer these things, one and then the other and then the other, and then you cover it and you put it in the oven and you bake it for a little while, and then you uncover it. It's like a lasagna.
That's basically what it is. And, to get back to the cheese, like, like you can get different ethnic cheeses at most places nowadays.
Yeah, you're right.
So the cheese will make a difference. So I think the cheese,
I love it
because if you do add like a mozzarella or something like that, it's going to give it a different taste. I mean, at that point, if you're gonna put a mozzarella, doesn't just put like like how they have like, we're going to use air quotes, like the Mexican cheese packets. Like you might as well do that at that point. just because of the flavor. But if you can get your hands on like a queso fresco or like any like white cheeses, like any type of white Hispanic cheeses, I mean, just be a little careful. Some of them really salty. But you know, even here in DC, North Virginia, I can get my hands on it.
Yeah, and this dish is special enough to make for an event, for your friends, for a nice evening, and also pretty easy to make during the weeknight if you just want to make something quick, if you take our shortcut ideas.
It is. And it's a crowd pleaser. And what I will say is I love the texture of the fried tortilla after it's been baking because it does get really soft.
Right, but it's toothy.
Yeah, yeah, there's a bite to it still. And so it's really good. And this is and you know, don't come for us. This is not what I would think traditional chilaquiles is. You know, food does also vary area to area of every country, but this is the chilaquiles we were given. And I'm telling you, one of the best recipes. It was so fucking good.
And that's it, Keter. That's Cinco de Mayo in one 8x11.5 baking dish or whatever size they are.
And it's worth it. It really is worth it. And yes, you can buy corn tortilla chips like already in a bag. I do say just go the extra step and just fry them.
Yeah.
Normally I'm on a good shortcut, and you're right, it does work. But normally I'm about a good shortcut, but this, just go the extra step. It's going to be worth it. And it takes 2 minutes.
It really does. It is faster than you think. And the taste, man, it's freaking awesome. I won't lie. They're so hot and delicious when they come out, and you get to have the cook's special tortilla chips.
They're really good.
It is a delicious meal.
For parties, family dinners, and I think
serve it with refried beans.
Yes.
And your fresh tortillas.
Yes.
Girl. And some salsa. You can buy some jarred salsa if you want. Meal. Done. Oh, and then margaritas. We have a good recipe. I'm going to link that episode in the show notes so that you can use Eric's 1987 margarita mix recipe. It is a relic.
Parents taught me.
They taught you well, young man.
They taught me.
And then you can pair that with this delicious meal, and you're welcome, guys.
You're going to love this. It's going to be really good. And if that family is listening to us, those were great times.
Thank you.
Thank you for
good times us into your home and feeding us.
Family dinners and welcoming us, a bunch of wayward college students.
Amen. All right, guys, that wraps up Cinco de Mayo. Enjoy yourselves responsibly. Get a little sloppy. What are you going to do? You're going to get a little sloppy? Jalopy?
I have dinner reservations at Fogo de Chao. It's completely not my whatsoever, but that's where I have dinner reservations at that day.
You're like, it's in a weird language. Close enough.
Portuguese, Mariela. But anyways, so.
All right, everyone. Have a beautiful week, and we'll catch up with you soon. Bye.
Bye.